Abdul Qadir Hilmi, 1948, is an Egyptian rocket scientist and military engineer, born on February 10, 1948. He devoted many years to the development of ballistic missiles in the United States. Early life and education. Engineer Abdul Qadir Hilmi was born in the village of Ashmunan in Malawi, Minya Governorate, on February 10, 1948. He ranked among the top 10 students in the Egyptian General Secondary Examinations. He subsequently enrolled in the Military Technical College, where he specialized in nuclear and chemical engineering. Graduating in 1970, he achieved first place with honors from the Chemical Engineering Department, focusing on missile propulsion systems. He was later attached to the Soviet Military Academy, where he earned both a master's degree and a doctorate in missile propulsion system development and the components of ballistic missiles. This was during a period when Egypt lacked ballistic missile technology, with their missiles having a maximum range of only 350 kilometers. Professional work in rocketry. He was exempted from military service and assigned to a military factory, namely the Qatar Advanced Industries Factory, for 3 years before transferring to Canada to work as a missile expert in the late 70s. At that time, Major General Mohammed Abdel Halim Abu Ghazala held the position of Director of Military Intelligence. After 6 months, he was integrated into Teledyne Corporation, a company specializing in missile propulsion systems for the U.S. Department of Defense, making his home in California. Throughout the time spent away from Egypt in the 70s until 1984, Dr. Abdul Qadir Hilmi served as a covert operative for his homeland. Role with Egyptian intelligence. He managed to disseminate information and complete designs related to the Egyptian military, with CIA reports indicating that he consistently provided updated research on this type of munitions for Egypt until March 7, 1986, accompanied by highly classified documents and designs. Concurrently, Major General Abu Ghazala initiated an ambitious project to produce ballistic missiles in the early 1980s, partnering with Argentina and Iraq, known as Project Badr 2000, where Iraq financed research on the Condor missile, Argentina provided technological expertise in communications, and Egypt played an intelligence role in the development process. At this juncture, the manufacturing phases had peaked and halted due to the project's need for sensitive and high-security software for missile guidance and direction. Dr. Abdul Qadir Hilmi collaborated with General Kairat and another general, Abdel Rahim al-Johari, head of missile weapon development at the Ministry of Defense, to recruit another American scientist, James Hoffman, who facilitated their entry into an advanced command center in Huntsville, Alabama, affiliated with Strategic Command and responsible for developing software for Patriot missile systems. They also enlisted another American software scientist, Keith Smith, thereby completely breaching the designs of the United States' initial missile defense network. Engineer Abdul Qadir Hilmi managed to decode American Tomahawk missiles. He discovered that research was ongoing at another center under the U.S. Air Force aimed at creating a type of carbon nanotube which would coat the surface of aircraft or missiles to obscure radar systems and eliminate any radar signature, effectively turning the missile into a ghost in the air, undetectable. This stealth technology also reduces drag on the missile's nose by 20%, thereby extending its combat range and improving accuracy upon impact. An intense effort was initiated to obtain this material and send it to research and development laboratories, along with a special type of treated steel for coating missile bodies. On March 19, 1988, an Egyptian diplomat named Mohammed Fouad flew to Washington, where he met Dr. Abdul Qadir Hilmi. They subsequently loaded 2 crates, weighing 436 pounds, containing a type of carbon fiber known as MX-4926, into a diplomatic vehicle of the Egyptian embassy, driven by Colonel Mohammed Abdullah and under the supervision of General Abdel Rahim al-Johari, to transport them to a military cargo plane, Model C-130, stationed at an airport in Maryland on March 23, 1988. The operation was repeated on June 25 of the same year. Arrest. American intelligence intercepted a phone call discussing materials that could not be shipped without oversight, made by Dr. Abdul Qadir Hilmi to Hossam Kairat. He was arrested in 1989, with some evidence suggesting this was the main reason for then-President Hosni Mubarak's dismissal of Marshal Abu Ghazala at the behest of the United States. Abdul Qadir Hilmi faced 12 charges, including money laundering, violation of the Arms Export Control Act, and the export of prohibited materials, encompassing high-frequency antennas for military use, treated rubber and carbon for missiles, missile guidance systems, treated steel for missile construction, and confidential documents and blueprints. His wife was arrested, his children were placed in the care of an American family, and his papers, research, possessions, and bank accounts were confiscated. In 1989, he was convicted and sentenced to 46 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release and a fine of $358,690. He remained under house arrest in the United States for 25 years until the American administration released him in 2013, and he is now residing in Egypt.